I am the pre-construction manager at Acorn Aluminium. On the day-to-day basis, I look after design, scheduling, and a small amount of programming. So fundamentally, it's making sure I get the project from a concept stage onto site. We had to adapt to working online because restrictions were in place to stop us meeting. So we find that there's a lot more flexibility in who we can meet and when we can meet. Pre-COVID-19, we would attend DTMs, design team meetings on site, but we would probably do it once every 2 to 3 weeks, whereas now we can do a design team meeting once or twice a week and probably use the same amount of resource and time, but it just builds that relationship better with the contractor. They're seeing you a lot more, you're seeing them, and you've got a better understanding of what each other's trying to do. And it definitely builds a positive relationship between the two. We find that if you've got a design issue, it's a lot easier to sort of speak to the contractor face to face and share your screen and highlight the problems you're seeing through design, and you can develop the build around that. You've not got to spend the time traveling to their offices to sketch it out, and it will improve the processes of building, because as I said, when we did DTMs previous, we would go to one every 2 to 3 weeks. So there'd be a couple of weeks we're not present and we can't voice our opinion. Whereas now, if it goes down a hybrid route, which I believe it will, someone from every company on that scheme will be there every week. So it will massively speed up the process of getting the build to final completion. You've only got to miss one meeting. It can be a key element of something changing in your scope of works that you're not aware of, and not that it'll slow you down necessarily, but it could mean you've got to use a lot more resource to get to the point you should be at. So it's important we're there every week to pick up any minor changes that could affect our works, and being there, whether it's in person or via a Teams Zoom call, it doesn't matter as long as we're there and we can take part. Yeah, so supply chain is difficult at the minute. It's constantly moving. It's ups and downs, and it gives us that flexibility to keep on with the contractor and not only inform them of what's happening with the supply chain, but reschedule things the way we need to do to make the supply chain work as best as we can. Not only that, we've got the flexibility to meet with our supply chain a lot easier. So we can have that call with the supply chain and face to face over a Zoom call and get a better picture of where the supply chain is, rather than just an email backwards and forwards. I love an on-site meeting. There is an element of it takes up so much resource in just traveling there to get there, and that is something it's important. We've got a lot of work on, and it's important the resource is used as best as it can. And 3 or 4 hours a day driving is not an efficient use of resource. However, it's nice to go to site once a month and just see the build go up, see how it's progressing, see site issues firsthand. So that's where I think the hybrid solution will come in, because you'll have maybe once a month you'll go to site, pick up on a few things, but the rest of the time you'll just meet via Zoom or Teams.